Hello everyone, my name is Addison Myers, and today I'll be talking to you about my cultural heritage. This is my grandma. We call her ma'am. Her name is Marion Brazel, and she is my audience today. I made a slideshow for you, so we're going to zoom in. Cultural heritage definition. Cultural heritage is an expression of the ways of living developed by community and passed on from generation to generation. This includes customs, practices, places, objects, artistic expressions, and values. My family tree on my mom's side. My family tree on my mom's side, the Brazels, are Roberta Arzine Perkins. She married Charles Edward Kimmel. These are my maternal great-grandparents. Etta Elizabeth Quillen married Herbert Doyle Brazel. These are my maternal great-grandparents. Marion Jeanette Kimmel married Roger Keith Brazel. These are my grandparents. They had Heidi Angeline Brazel, my mom, who married Darrell Wayne Myers, my dad. My family tree on my dad's side. Marilyn Jean Lawton is my paternal great-grandma. Wayne David Hancock is my paternal great-grandpa. George Myers is my paternal great-grandpa. Gladys Knoll is my paternal great-grandma. Stanley D. Myers is my grandpa. Rita Jean Hancock is my grandma. And Darrell Wayne Myers is my dad. Offspring. Charles and Roberta Kimmel had one boy and 3 girls. Etta and Doyle Brazel had 2 girls and 3 boys. Roger and Marion had 2 girls. Marilyn and Wayne had a boy and a girl. George and Gladys Myers had 5 boys. Rita and Stanley had my dad together, and then Stanley was remarried and had another son. Heidi and Darrell Myers, my parents, had 2 girls, Grace and myself, and 2 boys, Hunter and Camden. Longevity. The majority of my grandparents have lived long, full lives. Most have lived to be in their 90s. My great-great-grandmother, Bessie Mae Wolfinger Kimmel, lived to be 103. My last living great-grandparent, Marilyn Hancock, is currently 90 years old. Every day, she still gets up and puts on her makeup and cute outfit and her jewelry. She gets her nails done every 2 weeks and goes to the hairdresser every week. She won't let you see her unless she's fully dressed and has her makeup on. I have never seen her not fully dressed and looking her best. Family's cultural history. My mom's side of the family is Irish, Native American, German, and English. My papa's side of the family, my mom's dad, is Irish and German. My other grandmas, my dad's mom, is German and English. My other grandpa's side, my dad's dad, is Scottish. Education on my mom's side. Roberta Arzine Perkins was a high school graduate. Charles Edward Kimmel was a 10th grade education. Etta Elizabeth Quillen has an 8th grade education. Herbert Doyle Brazel has an 11th grade education. Marion Jean Brazel, Master's in Education. Roger Keith Brazel has an Associate's in Military Science. And Heidi Brazel Myers, my mom, has an RN and a teaching licensure. She currently teaches at our local high school, medical terminology, and health science. Education on my dad's side. Marilyn Jean Lawton has a high school education. Wayne David Hancock has a high school education. George Myers has a high school education. Gladys Knoll has a high school education. Stanley D. Myers has a high school education. Rita Jean Hancock has a high school education. Daryl Wayne Myers, my dad, has associates in drafting. He was the first one to attend college in his family. Occupations on my mom's side. Roberta Arzine Perkins was a CNA, a certified nursing assistant. Charles Edward Kimmel was an Army Ordnance General Foreman. Etta Elizabeth Quillen was a housewife. Herbert Doyle Brazel was a machinist. Marion Jeanette Kimmel Brazel was a teacher. She just retired 2 years ago. Roger Keith Brazel, my papa, was an electronic technician and was also a military officer. Heidi Angeline Brazel Myers, my mom, is a nurse and a high school teacher as well. Occupations, my dad's side. Marilyn Jean Lawton was an administrative assistant at the BMV. Wayne David Hancock was a farmer and a coal miner. Gladys Knoll worked in manufacturing. George Myers worked on the railroad. Rita Hancock worked in manufacturing. Stanley D. Myers was an auto mechanic. He specifically worked as a diesel mechanic. And my dad, Daryl Wayne Myers, is a pipeline foreman. Military history, both sides. Charles Edward Kimmel was in the Army in the beachhead of Normandy invasion, World War II. Herbert Doyle Brazel was in the Navy and in the Pacific invasion. Wayne David Hancock was in the Army Air Corps. Stanley D. Myers was in the Army. Roger Keith Brazel was in the Army National Guard. He retired as Lieutenant Colonel. Religious history on my mom's side. Roberta Arzine Perkins was an Adventist. Charles Edward Kimmel was a Christian. Etta Elizabeth Quillen was Baptist. Herbert Doyle Brazel was Baptist. Marion Jeanette Brazel is an Adventist. Roger Keith Brazel is an Adventist. Heidi Brazel Myers, my mom, is a Christian. Religious history on my dad's side. Marilyn Jean Lawton was Methodist. Wayne David Hancock was also Methodist. George Myers, we don't know his religion. Gladys Knowles, we also do not know her religion. Rita Hancock was Methodist. Stanley D. Myers is also unknown. And my dad, Daryl Wayne Myers, is a Christian. Celebrations. As a family, we celebrate anniversaries, birthdays, Christmas, Easter, family reunions, Father's Day, Independence Day, Mother's Day, and Thanksgiving. We have huge Christmases on both sides of my family, and we also have a family reunion every year on both sides. How my cultural heritage has shaped me. It has pushed me to make sure that I finish school. I know how important it is. My family has stressed finishing high school and college all of my life. I am currently going to be a nurse. I start nursing classes this fall. After getting my nursing license, I plan on becoming a nurse anesthetist. My end goal is to become an anesthesiologist. I am religious and go to church every Sunday. I also celebrate all the same traditions and celebrations that they do, such as Christmas, family reunions, birthdays, and anniversaries. I also have some pictures to show. This is Etta Brazel. This is my Papa Roger's mom. This is Doyle Brazel. This is my Papa Roger's dad. These are my great-grandparents. I got to meet Papa Kimmel. I did not get to meet Roberta Kimmel right here. Papa Kimmel, we all called Papa Candy. Every time we went to his house, he gave us a dum-dum sucker. I also share the same birthday with him, which is May 13th. And he died when I was in 7th grade. He was 93 years old. This is my Mama, Marion Brazel, and Roger Brazel. This picture was taken 52 years ago. And this is a family portrait on my mom's side. This is my mom, Heidi Brazel Myers, and this is my dad, Daryl Myers. This is my grandma, Marion Brazel, and my papa, Roger. This is Hunter, my brother. He is 18 years old now. This is me when I was in about 8th grade. This is my little cousin, Aiden, and my older cousin, Lakin. She is 23, and she's an engineer, just graduated. This is my Uncle Kyle and my Aunt Holly, and this is my younger brother, Camden. He is now 15. That concludes my presentation. Thank you all for watching me.